The hallway was dark, lit only by emergency strips of lead that pulsed like a heartbeat. You limped through it, clutching your side where a twisted metal pipe had scraped across your ribs during the last escape attempt. Every breath hurt, every step echoed. Just a little further, you said. Just a little. And then a sudden metallic snap crackled through the stillness. Then another. You froze. You knew that sound. Foxy Boo's strings. But instead of a playful bounce rhythmic that or rhythmic clicking you always heard when he hunted, this was a painful, uneven grinding, a groan of metal under too much strain. Then came a thud, a heavy body hitting the ground. Silence followed. You swallowed, your heart pounding. You should run, hide, but something about the sound. It wasn't a hunting one. It was a breaking. Against every instinct you had, you headed towards the noise. The hallway opened into a cluttered testing chamber, and there, half buried under collapsed shelving, was Boxy. His usually proud, towering frame was bent awkwardly. One of his huge springs had snapped in half. The coil unwound across the floor like a silver snake. His arms twitched weakly, claws scraping the floor. He wasn't roaring. He wasn't hissing. He was whimpering. A small, glitching, metallic rumble. Your breath caught. Boxy? At the sound of your voice, his head snapped towards you. His eyes glowed with recognition, then flickered in pain. He tried to push himself up, but the broken spring pulled tight against the debris, making him collapse again with a sharp crackle of metal. You rushed forward without thinking. Stop moving. You're just hurting yourself more. Your hands pushed against the toppled shelf, muscles screaming. Injured ribs flared hot, but inch by inch, you lifted it enough for Boxy to pull his body free. He slid forward, dragging his damaged spring with a loud scrape, and collapsed in front of you with a heavy thud. He looked small. Not in size, he was still massive, but how he curled slightly inward, how his claws rested flat against the floor instead of raised to attack. You knelt, breathing hard. You're really hurt. Boxy Boo's voice box sputtered, then cracked out a small broken whisper. Why? Help me. You hesitated, hand hovering over the damaged spring. You were stuck, you said quietly, and I couldn't just leave you. Boxy stared at you, blinking, confused, almost childlike. His voice came again, slightly clearer this time. No one helps Boxy. You swallowed, slowly, carefully. You reached out and touched his metal casing. It was cold at first, then warmed under your fingers. Well, I did. His whole body twitched at that, not in fear, but of something else, something softer. He leaned closer, lowering his enormous face until his head rested beside your legs. careful not to crush them. A quiet rumble rose in his chest, like the factory generators humming far below. You then realized he wasn't pulling, he was calming down, trusting you. Alright, you murmured, touching the damaged coil. This is gonna hurt, but I can reset the tension if you hold still. And Boxy did hold still, completely still. Shockingly still for a creature made of springs. You went through your own injury as you worked to pull the coil, compress it, and latch the snapped piece back into its housing. Boxy let out occasional grunts of discomfort, but he didn't lash out. He didn't flinch. He just watched you. Every movement, every breath, every soft wince of pain. When the spring finally clicked back into place, Boxy's whole body adjusted, rising slightly taller. He tested the spring with a careful bounce. Then he stopped, looking back at you. His voice, clearer now, rumbled from deep inside the box frame. You hurt. You exhaled weakly, sitting back. I'll be okay. Boxy lowered himself until his huge hands framed you, claws hovering inches from your body. You help Boxy. A pause. Boxy, protect. Before you could respond, Boxy gently lifted you, surprisingly gentle for someone so massive, tucking you against the padded interior of his box body like a makeshift cradle. You gasped softly, but before you could protest, Boxy curled slightly around you, shielding you from the cold of the factory air. No more hurt, he murmured. Boxy keeps you safe now.